Really podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. The views, information, opinions, and beliefs expressed in the Really podcast are solely those of its host, Reverend A.D. Black, and his guests, and do not necessarily represent the views, opinions, and beliefs of the Really podcast production team, sponsors, or affiliates. Any advertising incorporated into, reproduction, distribution, editing, or modification of this podcast without the expressed written approval of the Really podcast host is strictly prohibited. Reverend A.D. Black assumes no liability for any unauthorized activities in connection with the use of this podcast.
Welcome to the first of what we hope many podcasts. Really, you know how we do over here. This is where we go when we discuss topics that need to be discussed, that need a little more clarity. Again, you really didn't think we were going to believe everything they putting out, did we? Fine, I know you did. First of all, let me get a little business out the way. We want to thank our first sponsor, Crossover. Yeah, I got to drink there. Yeah, Crossover. Now, this is a site. Now, I want you guys to know everything that I ever bring to you guys, I've already used. Crossover is a fantastic site. CROSSEDOVER.com.org. It's one of them. You know me, I mess up. I believe it's .org, though. They changed it. It was .comnance.org. It's 501c. I want you to go to that site. Here's the site. It started out as a memorial page. The young man who built the site, he lost his son, and he channeled that energy into something that would bless people. You can go on that site. For those of you who love lost ones, you can go on that site, put a picture of your lost ones, what they like, what grandma, grandpa used to say, their favorite colors. And guess what? Your kids will be able to go to Crossover, punch in your loved one's name years from now and pull it up and see everything about your loved ones. It is a fantastic site that is free. Yes, I've used it. I've used it for my loved ones. It started off as a memorial page, but when you go on it, you'll see it has changed. It has changed. It has went global. It has changed. It is now an events page. You can go on there and put your weddings, births, any event that goes on in your life, you can go over to Crossover and put it on. So check them out. Crossover, our first sponsor. Look, the team, we were trying to get what we were going to discuss first and what was the topic we were going to discuss. And I'll be honest with you, the only thing that was trending was, of course, the political scene and P. Diddy. And we don't do that over here. We're not going to discuss that. That's that man's situation. I don't know whether he's innocent or guilty. I don't have a dog in that fight. We weren't going to discuss it. So we had to settle on the political scene. Now with President, what would I call her? Upcoming president? No. President-elect? No, she's not that. Candidate, that's the word I'm looking for. Candidate Harris. Now, whenever I discuss her, I will say Candidate Harris. Why? Because I heard something on another channel the other day. They were discussing how to pronounce her name, Kamala, and as a MC and a worship leader at church and an MC throughout the DMV at different occasions, I know how bad it can be when you mess up somebody's name. So I will not mess up her name. From now on, it will be presidential candidate Harris. And I guess presidential candidate, former President Trump. You know, one thing, before we get too far off with that, let me ask you guys something. Why do the pundits and people on the news, why do they call him president? I mean, when I watch the debates and stuff, Biden is the president. Am I correct? Why do they call Trump president? First of all, I know they're doing that on purpose. They ain't fooling nobody. They doing that on purpose. But anyway, so we had to come across. We say, okay, we'll discuss that. Here's what we want to discuss. Look, I know with the Trumpers, no matter what you say about him, they don't want to hear it. They're not going to believe it. They put their head in the sand. You can't say nothing about him, period. But what has amazed me as presidential candidate Harris, her people seem to be drinking that same Kool-Aid. You cannot say anything about her, even if it's proven true. You can't, because then they say, well, you voting for Trump? No, come on, they don't do that to people. Just maybe they don't want either candidate. Just because they're not voting for her, so Harris does not appeal to them, does not mean that's a vote for Trump. Let the people vote for who they want to. Maybe they want to write in their own name. I don't know. But it's not fair. It's not fair. And I've noticed a lot of that with the Harris camp now. A lot of things that come on in. You guys got to admit, a lot of falsehoods have come out about Harris. Don't tell me about Trump. All falsehoods come out over there. See, that's not the way to do it. When you say something over, you push over here. Look, we know what that's about. We're not even dealing with that. We're dealing with Harris. And so I've run into a whole lot of people, oh, Reverend Black, if you're not for Harris, you're for Trump. No. All I do is try to give you information. I think you should vote for whoever you want to vote for. Whatever candidate you like, I think you have that right to vote for that candidate if that's what you chose to do. But just because you put the facts out there and say, okay, she did that, because there is a lot of things that have come up that have been falsehoods in that camp. You got to admit that. You got to admit that. And so you just want the facts. For instance, if you guys were buying a house, wouldn't you want to know if the roof leak and the basement leak, if it was termite damage? Come on now. Why you don't want to hear anything? You don't want to hear anything about the Harris camp. Now, let me go out there and say, I will be voting for presidential candidate Harris. But I won't be voting for the reasons that most of you guys think. It won't be because she's black. It won't be because she's an AKA. It won't because she's a female. It won't be because none of them. And sometimes you have to look at the candidates and, I must admit, I'm trying to find a reason. I was looking for a reason to vote for because I just was. I didn't, some of the things that I found out to be true that was said about her are in fact true. I like to go with the truth, okay? But I was looking for a reason. I will vote for her for one reason, because I do not want former President Trump to get another Supreme Court pick. See, because that Supreme Court pick affects my kids. So yes, let me put that out there. Yeah, I will be voting for her, but not for any of the reasons, not for the reasons you guys try to gaslight and all that. Stop that. And I put the information out there for the same reason I put it out there when former President Obama was running. I think what you guys, with some of you, let me back up and say, no, man, we ain't putting everybody in the same box. What some of you just have done because she is black and she never said that she was going to be for you guys. As a matter of fact, her and former President Barack Obama said the same thing. I'm not going to do anything that only benefits black. He said it, and she said it. What I believe happened was you assume. And a lot of times when you assume, you're wrong. President Obama never said he was the black president, that you guys, he was all in and all for you. He never said that, and she has never said that. What I'm saying is black people are not their constituents. Now, you can say all you want about President Obama, and did he do a lot of things for? He did a lot of things for everybody. But when you ask somebody, what specifically did he do for black people? He didn't. And you come up and you say, well, he couldn't do anything for just blacks. Not true. Every presidential candidate has a constituent that they cater to. Daddy Bush, oil people. Son Bush, Department of Defense. Jimmy Carter, peanut farmers. Clinton, those boys down in Arkansas. Trump, the wealthy. Reagan, those Hollywood. Everybody has it. So stop and those were their constituents, and the laws and the things that they passed benefit him. Let's take Obama. What is his legacy? The dreamers, the doctors, and the LGBTQ community. Now, unless you needed one of those cards or you're in that set, you got what everybody else got, but you didn't get anything special. They got something special. Those two got something special. So I'm saying, he never said it, so you can't blame him. She's never said it. You're not their constituents. They're not going to pander to you. And stop the reparations. You're never getting that. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Stop. You're not going to get that from either one of them. You're not going to get that from her. Hopefully she'll get in. And she'll do a fantastic job. That is my prayer again, because that Supreme Court picks, that thing got to be evened up. It really does. It really does. This thing is so one-sided. It is quite embarrassing. So, what do you guys think? Email us. Email us at reallyadb@gmail.com. Okay, never mind. They already sending it. Oh, so Curry says, yes, you are. If you are not voting, Reverend Black, for Kamala, sorry. Somebody will send it in and tell me exactly how to pronounce it. Harris, you are voting for Trump, because a vote not for her is a vote for her. I don't know. Suppose I vote in my own name. Suppose I vote in Jimmy Carter. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys, check this out. So look, when we were having this discussion, I broke it down. I said, okay, from a Christian point of view, would you vote Democratic or would you vote Republican? I'm going to tell you this is a quagmire. It gets real interesting, because from a Christian point of view, the Republicans against abortion, so is the Bible. Against homosexuals, so is the Bible. Democrats are for either one, so where would you slide on that one? But you just can't hang your hat like a lot of Christian evangelists do. They just hang their hat on the fact that the Republicans are against abortion. That's just one. They over there hating too. What about that? That isn't biblical. They over there doing a whole lot of hating. So I don't know if you can do that. But now look at that. Look at that. How do you square that one? And I tell you what, some of the people that I discussed did seem to square it. They were like, well, we still going to vote Democrat. Okay, but now, all that come into play. I don't see how I'm not calling the Republicans Christians, not at all. Not with that hate and the things that come out their mouth. God knows I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, look at it all. Vote for who you want, but just don't stop the gaslighting. Stop the arguments with those who don't see it your way. One thing I've learned, my wife has taught me, there are some things in life we're going to have to agree to disagree. But you have to respect the person's right to vote whatever way they want to vote. I hope everybody gets out and vote. But let me ask you something. Here's what threw me in the very beginning, why I didn't want to vote for either one. I really do want a candidate whose main purpose is Black America. When are we going to get that? Everybody else has seen, like I told you, I named the president, I named who their constituents was. When are we going to get one that we are that person's constituents, their main focus? Again, I proved to you that it can be done. I named where everybody else had one, who their constituents was. You can look it up. You ain't got to believe me. Google it. You'll see it. You'll see who they pander to. When are we going to get one? Because these two have not said it. I mean, we have not had a candidate. Did I vote for Obama? Before you got, see, I can't even get, you must have voted for Obama. Yeah, I did. Twice. And I really the one that I really was excited about was the second one because he couldn't run again. I'm like, dude can do his thing because they can't do anything to him. I don't know. Maybe you saw something different than what I saw. I was really excited. I was more excited, to be honest with you, about the second time I voted for Obama than the first time, simply because, So people say, well, Obama, he couldn't do anything. And true enough, when he first ran the first time, they said, not going to allow Congress, we're not going to allow him to pass anything. And I understand that. But I would have hoped he would have said, I am trying to do this for America. They're stopping me. That's what I wanted them to say. I wanted them to call them out. Because you see over there, they ain't got no problem calling nothing out. If they think you're doing something against them, they call it out. And that's what I was hoping that he would have done in that second term. That whatever I'm sure he was trying to do some things. Yeah, no doubt about it. And they tied his hands. But call it out. Say it. What were they going to do to you? Not give you a third term? You couldn't run a third term anyway. So it really didn't matter. But when it all settles, it is what it is. And I think we preferably will get the candidate that we need. I'm not even going to discuss that. Probably be another podcast. Are you guys familiar with how the Voting Rights Act, how that's being torn up? Just a symbol. Excuse me. So we got to deal with that on maybe another podcast. But I hope that I am urging everyone to get out and vote your conscience. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Again, this me. You may not believe it, but this just me. They're saying that presidential candidate Harris has the black female vote locked up and the white female vote locked up, and there's a problem with the black men. I don't know about that being true. It could be. I have heard it both ways. I've heard a lot of, at the barbershop and this and that, I've heard a lot of black men say that they not only are not voting, I've just heard them say they're not participating. But I'm going to tell you what I think you guys may be wrong at. I don't think she has the white female vote locked up. I know what you're going to say when she announced that she was running for president, when Biden handed off the torch. All the money up was raised like in 24 hours. Just women everywhere. White women came and gave so much money. Let me tell you something. You guys may not remember. They said the same thing for Hillary. And it didn't happen. And I'm going to tell you why this one is worse. When those light-skinned ladies, let's say, go to vote in that curtain, they're not voting against themselves. You guys be foolish to even think that. They're not going to vote they're not going to vote against the hand that feeds them. I don't think she has that vote locked up. I really don't. I don't think it'll be like you guys think it will. So, for those of you who are dismissing the black male vote, you might want to talk a little softer. You might want to get them on board because you're going to need them. Because I do not, my opinion, this is just my opinion, I do not think that is as locked up as you think, because I do not think they will vote against themselves, against white America will vote against white America. I just don't see that. I don't see that happen. Can it? Will it? They find her the best candidate. Yeah. I'm hoping that it does come that way. But here's another part, you guys. I haven't seen from the two times we've had black candidates, I haven't seen black America ask for anything. Why? What did we get for our vote? Why haven't, when I brought this up, what you want us to ask for? Whatever you need. Everybody else does it. Everybody else says Spanish. Everybody. What are we gonna get? What are we going to get for our vote? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Check it. Do your research. The Republican Party can win without the black vote. And they may not even want it. If those will go over there, fine. But they can win without it. The Democrats can never win without the black vote. You hold so much power. Why aren't you asking for something? When you put a bid on a home, you try to say, well, see if if the home is $500,000, you ask your realtor, can we go $450,000? You think they'll accept that? When you go to the car dealership and you look at that sticker in the window, it says $50,000. You say, well, look, what's the best deal you can give me? Because I can't pay that. What's the best deal you can give me if I purchase the car today? You ask for something. Why? Because they need you to buy the house. They need you to buy the car. Especially if you have your own finance with a car. You just tell them, what do you need me to do, Mr. Black? I just need you to put gas in and bring around the front. Oh, they got a check in my pocket. So that's all I need. So I need you to make a deal. I need you to get this check out of my pocket. What are you willing to do to get this check out of my pocket? Did you know that? Did you know they can't possibly win without your vote? So now, if they can't win without your vote, if a certain segment of Black America abstains and stays away from the voting, the ballot box, then what? So I think we all should come together and try to get on board. But you would get, if presidential candidate Harris would come out and actually tell Black America what she's going to do for them, in my opinion, I think she went in the landslide, because that's what they're waiting for. You know, as much as they're saying about the black, every day I see and hear a whole lot of black females that are not voting for. This thing isn't a lock, and it appears to be in trouble. So those of you who are close to her and you're talking to your family members, she has got to come out. She has got to come out and say something that will galvanize the black vote and get everybody on the same page. Again, I'm hoping that she wins. I'm praying. She got my vote. Again, not for that reason, but it's that Supreme Court pick. I've dialed in on that. I need her to win so that she can get some Supreme Court picks, because Trump and that group over there, my God, they cannot get another pick. I believe they would set everybody back years. And remember, first of all, and that's a whole another topic too, but I'm going to say it, I don't believe in a lifetime job. Come on now. I don't believe in no Supreme Court should be a lifetime job. Some of the people on the bench probably before cell phones got popular. Come on now. No. Things change on a constant basis. So I don't believe, okay, they hit me on all kinds. Said something. They hit me on all kinds. I don't believe that should be a lifetime job. I think that should be changed. And I'm not saying it should be a 25 and out, but maybe maybe a 30 and out. 30, 35 and out. Get some fresh blood in there, get some new ideas, get some new thoughts on that Supreme Court. On that Supreme Court. Come on. No. I don't believe it should be. Again, that is my opinion. So, I hope we had a good discussion. Again, if there's topics you'd like to discuss, wait a minute. Reverend Black, you just seem to be against Kamala Harris. No, I'm not against her. I asked everybody to vote for. You just seem to be, you don't want, stop it. Now you're getting foolish. You just don't want a black, my mother's black, wife black, daughter black, stop it. I do want her to win. I just won't look the other way. I don't believe in the, what was that girl's name on Trump's, that was one of Trump's one of his, I forgot what her name was, who said, I don't believe in alternative facts. Kellyanne Conway, my God, do y'all remember when she said that? I'm not a fan of alternative facts. Either it's a fact or it's not. So that's the young lady. No, that's that's not true. Oh, okay, we got a guy here. He says she better tell us something. Okay. He said she better. I agree. She better tell us something. So, again, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in on our first one. Hopefully everything will go well. Let me see. I don't know what we'll be discussing next. I always want to tell you guys in advance as we work on this. I would like to tell you what the next one is, but I at this point I don't know what the team come up with. I want to thank my team, because this I could not do this. I don't know enough about this to do it. Divine Inspirations. I want to thank that whole team. That's a team. You guys can't see them. They standing behind things, and you guys can't see them. They produce and do everything. I just come up with the idea, and they take it and run with it. Divine Inspiration. Check them out, I believe, on their website. They do everything. I want to thank you. Because this is not mine. This is yours. We discuss what you want to talk about. Just out the gate, I hadn't heard from you guys, so I had to pick a topic. So we're discussing this one, but we're gonna have some great ones for you. That I guarantee. We're gonna have some great ones, some great topics for you. A couple of things I know I want to discuss. I think it's called Title IX. I believe the one where transgenders or whatever get to compete with transgenders get to compete, like a guy who was a female, a guy who was a male now has transitioned to a female, gets to compete in sports with female. I'm not for that. Now so you can go ahead and get me at reallyadb at gmail. No, we're going to discuss that. That Title IX, I believe, is what it's called. We're going to discuss that. Another thing we're going to discuss, DNA at birth. We're going to discuss that DNA at birth. That might be our next one. What's your thought on DNA at birth? I heard a lot about it when it first came out, so that's another thing we're going to discuss. So, God bless you. Until the next time, you and your family stay safe. Again, hit me up. Let me know something I missed, something I said, something I can clarify, because that's what we do here at Really. We take topics that need clarifying. We clarify them. We give you facts, receipts, and that's what we do. God bless you. Thanks a lot. Take care of yourself.
you